Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. This is Anthony.
This is James. Let's do some movie news. Movie news number 27. There's a lot to talk about this week. So, quick box office recap. We had Encanto as the number one box office the last weekend. It is up to $40 million gross worldwide. Ghostbusters had second place, and that's up to $87 million worldwide. And then House of Gucci premiered, and that had a $14 million box office last week. Total, it's at $22 million worldwide. And then Eternals was in fourth place, and that's up to, I believe, like over $300 million worldwide, too. So it was a very good weekend at the box office. We're obviously expecting a monster December. I think it's going to be one of the biggest Decembers ever in the history because of Spider-Man. Then we also have a bunch of other great movies coming out, too.
Yeah, it's fully loaded, and it's nice to see that Ridley Scott's second film this year did well at the box office.
Yeah.
I think it already made more than Last Duel.
I think it's pretty close. I think Last Duel ended up capping at like 28, 29 million. It was under 30 million, which is disappointing because that was a $100 million budget.
It's one of my favorite movies of the year.
Top 3 of the year for me, I think. Probably up there. But Spider-Man No Way Home, that's going to have probably, they're predicting about $150, $200 million opening weekend, which is pretty close to what the Avengers, like Endgame, Infinity War movies were doing. Those were like, what, 300 million weekends?
No one's hit 300 million, but Avengers, Infinity War, and number 2, they were like 250.
Yeah, pretty close.
No one's hit 300 though,
which is absurd.
Yeah, and I think that Spider-Man No Way Home will make about 180 is my guess.
Opening weekend?
Yeah,
something like that. And then speaking of Spider-Man No Way Home, the runtime was released. It's going to be 150 minutes, so 2.5 hours of Spider-Man goodness, which is going to be pretty epic because we have all these old villains coming back, and hopefully the 3 Spider-Men are there. Yeah, that'll be sick.
That's one of the longer Marvel movies. And usually the Avenger movies are that long.
True. And the tickets actually just went on sale last week and destroyed the internet.
Everyone's
forever.
freaking out about getting tickets. We'll go to a matinee.
Yeah.
Matinees are easy to get.
We'll probably get
too.
the IMAX invite early and then do like an early 10 a.m. screening. Because when this movie comes out, they're going to be doing, every theater is going to have like 20 screenings a day. It's going to be insane. It's going to be on multiple screens in every theater.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Especially the big chains.
Big time.
And then there's a new image for Black Adam that just was released of a close-up of Dwayne Johnson's face as Black Adam. And he put the quote, "You're right, superheroes don't kill bad people, but I do."
I'm excited about this movie.
Yeah, I like to see like some superheroes killing people. It's nice. It'll be a nice change of pace.
But
now
a
little violence.
We'll have like an anti-hero superhero, which is going to be pretty epic, I think.
Yeah, and I think I'm excited to see this. I think it looks cool. The teaser trailer was fun, and the way he just marked those dudes was pretty sick.
Pretty epic.
I like to see that.
Tom Cruise is another still from behind the scenes of the new Mission Impossible film, Mission Impossible 8. Well, because they're filming back to back, so this is the second film that's going to be coming out for Mission Impossible.
I love it, man.
And he's hanging upside down from like a propeller plane. It's just like one of those. It's like an old one, and there's a jet following them. I don't know if the jet's chasing them or filming footage.
Definitely chasing them,
but it's pretty wild.
Because they would just do a helicopter.
He's literally upside down, hanging, and his arms are feeling like It's crazy and then there's a shot of the plane's upside down. He's on the wing as well while it's upside down. So I'm guessing the plane's going to be like spinning, and maybe he's going to have to be on the wing trying to stay upright.
That's a great stunt idea, man.
That's just what I'm guessing.
And Tom, he's the one who coming up with the stunts for these movies. So he's just like dreaming up these crazy scenarios, and then he's like, "Okay, write the movie around these set pieces."
This is what I want to do.
Good luck, guys.
Can't wait for these 2 movies. They're going to be epic.
And then there is a new teaser for Peaky Blinders season 6, which will be the final season before they make the feature film. And Tom Hardy's character is back. I love his character. The accent's insane, and he's just a great like villainous character in the series that kind of they need on their side, and it's just a great rival for Tommy Shelby. I love them too when they share scenes together. Is really excellent, so I'm excited for that.
There's a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out via Netflix. I don't know if this is worth even talking about. It's just yet another installment to, the original is great, and there's maybe 1 or 2 other good ones, but I mean, this is like the 8th Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like the 5th remake this year. Obviously, Halloween, they're hit or miss this century, but I think most of the Texas Chainsaws made this century are mostly misses, so I'm not that excited about this.
The only good one is the first one. It was a revolutionary horror film.
Didn't Sam Raimi make that? Or no, who?
No, Toby Hooper. No,
Okay.
Toby something.
Toby something. All
Toby
right.
Hooper, yeah. I think Toby Hooper is his name.
Well, we'll just take your word on that.
Yeah. He also directed Poltergeist.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I love Poltergeist.
Well, on paper.
Yeah. And then obviously Stevie Spielberg had to come
step in. Then Jordan Peele's new film Nope wrapped filming recently, and he actually tapped Oscar-nominated cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema, one of our favorite DPs, to film it. And it was shot on a Kodak film and was on the 65 millimeter IMAX format, so it's gonna look excellent. And obviously, we love Jordan Peele.
I know. If I couldn't love him anymore, now finding out this news that he's shooting on IMAX film format, love it. Love Jordan Peele. He's one of these directors that's gonna help keep film alive,
keep Kodak in business.
And Hoyt obviously has been doing all of Nolan's movies since Interstellar, so he's an awesome cinematographer.
He also did the second to last James Bond film, Spectre, which looked beautiful.
Yeah, it was a great looking film.
Beautifully filmed.
Halle Berry just signed a multi-picture deal at Netflix, so good for her. This is following up the success of Bruised, which
they must like it.
I think it was #1 for about 2 weeks on Netflix.
Oh, is it out?
Yeah, it's out on Netflix.
Oh, I'll have to watch it.
And so that's she plays a UFC fighter, and so now she signed a multi-picture deal. Well, she'll be writing, producing, and probably directing some of the movies that will be coming out with her as the lead.
She's great.
So good for her. And I found a little nugget about why Adam McKay and Will Ferrel broke up, and this kind of
because their production company stopped. They ended their production company.
Yeah,
a couple
Gary
of years
Sanchez
ago.
Productions, and then but they're both still executive producers on Succession because they created that show, but they split up eventually. And I think we talked about it like a couple of weeks ago, just really briefly.
Yeah, we weren't sure
but
why.
I never knew what the story was. But then I found this little interview with Adam McKay that just came out. So let me just read this real quick. As it turns out, McKay was working on an HBO limited series about the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1980s, adapted from the book Showtime by Jeff Pearlman. Ferrell, a huge Lakers fan, was cast as Jerry Buss, the legendary manager of the team, but his casting was the source of doubt among those involved. Ferrell just doesn't look like Jerry Buss, and he's not that vibe of a Jerry Buss, said McKay in an interview. And there were some people involved who were like, we love Will Ferrell, he's a genius, but we can't see him doing it. Ultimately, John C. Reilly was cast in his place, one of Will Ferrell's biggest collaborators and friends. McKay didn't want to hurt his feelings and wanted to be respectful, he says, so he recast the role without telling Will Ferrell first. Reilly, however, did because he's a stand-up guy, says McKay. They soon announced the production company split, and according to McKay, although he's reached out via email, he's yet to hear back from Will Ferrell since. I effed up how I handled that. It's the old thing of keep your side of the street clean. I should have just done everything by the book. He continues, I said, and then they had a phone call talking about the severance of the company. He said, we're splitting up the company. And Will Ferrell was like, yeah, we are. And basically have a good life. And I'm like, F. Will Ferrell's never going to talk to me again. So it ended not well, which is unfortunate. It seems that's a kind of messed up thing for Adam McKay to do, I think.
Yeah, to recast the role, not tell your business partner and probably best friend
at the time,
that you recast his role. It's pretty crazy. Also, Will Ferrell is a huge Lakers fan. He's always at the games, and he's been a massive fan of theirs for forever. And so I'm sure he was very excited to do this role. I'm sure he was like, this is the most exciting role he's had in a long time, I bet.
Yeah.
And to be able to play this character, I'm sure he knew everything about the manager there was to know. And then, to recast it, I think that's really messed up. So, that's sad because they make some great movies. Like they made Vice; it's a great movie.
And they created Funny or Die together too.
Funny
They
or
created
Die.
that,
Yeah.
and so I'm sure we all know Hollywood's full of backstabbing deals and stuff like that. But for your best friend to do it, I'm sure Will obviously took it extremely personally. So, now we know why their relationship ended.
Yeah, it's too sad. Too bad.
Yeah.
All right, back to something uplifting. There's a new Always Sunny in Philadelphia trailer. And the gang's going to Ireland. And did you see the posters? They're in L.A. They're all dressed like leprechauns and stuff. It's really funny. We love Sunny, so we'll be watching this.
The Foo Fighters have a movie coming out, and they just released their first little teaser trailer. It's called Studio 666. So we're pretty excited about that. We're huge fans of the Foo Fighters.
Recording in hell. There's a new Amazon Prime trailer for the TV series adaptation of the Jack Reacher books called Reacher. And if you like the films and you're a fan of the books, check this trailer out. It looks like a good action set series.
It looks pretty good. I would say that the casting of Reacher looks spot on to what the character is described as in the book. Is this 6'6", blonde, massive Jack dude who just messes people up like eating breakfast in the morning. It's crazy. So it looks pretty cool. Looks like a fun action thriller. I love Tom Cruise as Reacher.
That first Jack Reacher movie's great.
Yeah, and I know everyone's upset because Tom Cruise is 5'3" and dark hair, but who cares? It's just a character, and he knocked it out of the park.
He was great. I love that movie. It's really well done.
Some news about Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio film. So he's making a stop-motion musical, which will be coming out in the fall of 2022. It's going to be a Frankenstein-esque interpretation of the character, and also Robert Zemeckis is making a live-action version of Pinocchio for Disney right now.
Oh wow, two great filmmakers tapping that project. Actually, Paul Thomas Anderson. He was originally in pre-production on a Pinocchio movie with Disney for the last 7 years or so, and then I just think it didn't work out. But they were in development for a long time,
I didn't know
and
that.
he even wrote a script for it. So he was actually wanted to make a Pinocchio film, but I think Disney might be a little too controlling with their projects.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson's such a creative director. I mean, he'd probably be handcuffed the whole time. But the Zemeckis live-action one's going to star Tom Hanks as Geppetto. And I know Joseph Gordon-Levitt's going to be voicing Jiminy Cricket, which should be exciting.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, he's worked with Tom so many times. They're great collaborations. There's a new movie, a new Boston movie, kid, about the Boston Strangler, not to be confused with the Scranton Strangler.
But who tormented Scranton, Philadelphia for years.
Yeah, but the Boston Strangler was a killer. We weren't even alive. Like
1960s. No, we weren't alive.
Okay, yeah, 60s. I'm just trying to remember from growing up hearing about it.
Just little stories here and there.
It will be based on the tale of the infamous serial killer, and it will star Keira Knightley as the Boston Strangler. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And then Chris Cooper, who's probably playing the Boston Strangler, if I'm going to guess.
Well, what's his name? Dismalchian from Dune and also from The Dark Knight.
The weird-looking guy.
Don't say weird-looking guy.
I'm sorry.
He's got a unique face. He's not weird-looking.
He's weird behavior, I mean.
Behavior. He's good at playing weird characters.
Yeah.
Weird character actors, for sure, because the character in The Dark Knight, I think that's why it's imprinted in your mind to say that.
Yeah.
But he's in it, too, so I'm guessing he'd probably be the killer.
You're right. He's totally...
Or a suspect, like in Prisoners.
Yeah. He's totally got that vibe.
The very weird
vibe.
Like,
if anyone's going to be a strangler, it's that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Chris Cooper's probably the detective then.
Must be.
Yeah.
And Keira Knightley.
Good cast.
Alec Baldwin just had his first interview about the shooting on the set of Dust. And
was it like a major network interview?
I think it was CNN. And it's pretty interesting. You know, it's a tragic event, but this is the first time he's spoken publicly about it since, not counting like social media posts and stuff like that, but for an actual sit down. And I recommend checking it out if you want to find out more that happened. But I didn't learn any new information from watching it or reading the article about it.
Yeah, but I mean, the headlines for the first, like the weeks following that event were like, could Alec Baldwin face prison time? It's like all this crazy, stupid headlines. It's like
the prop master is really responsible.
It's like it's not Alec Baldwin's fault.
But they're still trying to figure out who put the live bullets in the chamber.
Well, whoever did it's not going to admit
the magazine.
To it. Yeah.
So someone did it, but like it's a huge mystery, and you know we've already talked about the troubles that were going on that set. So it's a tragedy, but it's an interesting thing to actually see him come out finally and talk about it.
Yeah, but I mean that's a case of negligence, if anything,
big time.
And there's a new trailer for The Matrix. This isn't really like a big trailer. It's like they took the concept of deja vu and they cut together footage from the previous 3 films with this new film. So there's not that much new footage to see. It's pretty good. I hope that they're not showing most of the film in the trailers because I really hope that like when you watch the film, it's gonna be like, wow, I was not expecting any of this stuff.
I watched some of it, then I shut it off because I'm trying to go in as dark as possible to this movie because you know The Matrix is top on my list probably. And I just didn't love everything I saw. Some of the cinematography and same concept, same dialogue from the old ones, like the new Morpheus saying the same lines. And I hope I'm wrong, but I just didn't get a great feel from it in the filmmaking style because it doesn't really look like a Matrix movie, you know.
But I mean, it could take place in a new program.
Yeah, that's why I hope I'm staying optimistic.
Yeah, I hope that's what it is.
We'll see. Final bit of news, there's a new movie coming out. We saw the first image of Duel. The stars Karen Gillan, and she obviously is famous for playing
Nebula,
but also in Doctor Who, the Doctor's assistant during Tennant's reign. Or was it Matt Smith's?
Matt
Smith's reign.
Fish fingers and custard kid.
And so she has to kill her clone. So it's in the future. People can make clones if they have health issues. It's kind of like The Island. But at some point, she gets cured of her disease before she needs the clone's organs or whatever, and then your human version of yourself and the clone version can only stay alive together for so long, so then it's like a battle like that.
Is it like a time thing with like
I'm not sure,
the
like,
biology of the body?
I guess something like that. So one of them is going to have to deteriorate and die, and only one can survive.
It's like the Jet Li movie,
The One.
It sounds, I mean, a little far-fetched, but I love Karen Gillan, so we'll definitely check
I want
to
see a trailer.
Because, I want to see a trailer.
Because I think she's awesome. She's super funny, and we loved her in Doctor Strange, and as Nebula, she's perfect. So we'll check that out for sure. That wraps movie news number 27. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We have some really great episodes coming out this week. We're really excited. One of our favorite actor spotlights we've ever done is coming out on Monday. And then Thursday, we're doing a TV show, so get very excited for that.
It's going to be an awesome one. And then we'll be doing some MCU stuff, maybe, possibly.
Leading up to Spider-Man.
Possibly.
Maybe. We'll see what's in the schedule if we have time.
If there's time. I mean, we've got to go to Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
You know?
Home Depot.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Raiders of the Lost podcast. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Find us on all audio streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Find us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Raiders of the Lost podcast. Be sure to check out one of these other videos right here for more content on our favorite films and breaking down all kinds of movie content. Thanks so much.